We've got something a little bit different today. We're looking at one of our favorite projects, one that we recommend all the time, one that is the leader definitively in its category, and one that people have trusted to move $800 million worth of volume, but most notably, one to which people have never lost money due to either a security issue or due to a hack. Of course, I'm talking about the best bridge in the crypto industry, Wanchain. And I'm talking about Wanchain now specifically because of the newest Cardano proposal. This thing is going to be an absolute game changer for the ADA ecosystem. We are going to be hearing directly from Wanchain's VP of Marketing and Growth to get a better sense of why this update is so crucially important. Welcome to the channel. My name is Maddie and this is Altcoin Buzz. All the very best of luck if you choose to invest. Just please remember that I'm not a financial or investment advisor. And so this video is not officially financial or investment advice. Okay, so like I mentioned at the outset, today's video is going to be something a little bit different. Wanchain, admittedly, is one of our favorite long-standing projects. We at Altcoin Buzz swear by their bridges, and some of our people here use Wanchain bridges on a weekly basis. We know they're great, they're proven, they're fast, they're cheap, and certainly most importantly, as far as a variable that one would look for, they are safe. They are the safest in the industry. For all these reasons and more, we've been big fans of Wanchain. We've supported them over the long run. They've earned that trust and that support from us. But we wanted to know a little bit more about what was going on at Wanchain. And so today we're going to go right to the source, and we're talking to Wanchain's VP of Marketing and Growth, Temujin Louie. Let's see what he has to say in response to some of our and to some of your most popular questions concerning Wanchain.
So in partnership with Maestro, Wanchain proposed to the Cardano community to build a mechanism that would allow any user to trigger any on-chain logic on Cardano from any EVM chain using any EVM wallet. This really breaks down the barriers of entry to the Cardano ecosystem, so that it just makes it easier for these types of projects that are building on Cardano to attract new users that might be on EVM chains that are used to MetaMask or Trust Wallet or Rabby, and don't really have it in them to learn a whole new ecosystem and a whole new type of wallet just to purchase an NFT or a token or what have you. So this really just breaks down all those barriers and makes it a lot easier for this EVM chain liquidity to flow into Cardano.
Due to the importance of this new proposal, I followed up with another question.
So this mechanism leverages the existing Wanchain bridge. A few months ago, Wanchain deployed bridges to Cardano, connecting that network to our infrastructure of 30 plus different chains, both EVMs and non-EVMs. Here, it's maybe simplest to use a simple example. Let's say buying an NFT on Cardano. So with this mechanism, users just have to sign a single transaction on EVM. They can use whatever wallet they're used to, whether it's MetaMask or Trust Wallet or Rabby. And this transaction will contain specific messages and data, including things like which NFT they're trying to buy, what asset they're using to buy it, where they want to purchase it, as well as the user's own EVM address, and a few kind of specific pieces of data like this. Then the Wanchain bridge takes this data, takes these details, and delivers it to a specific type of smart contract on Cardano called the smart beacon. And this smart beacon contains basically all of the on-chain logic that we want to execute on Cardano. So in this case, taking the user's assets, going to a specific marketplace, purchasing a specific NFT, and then returning that NFT to the user on the EVM chain. So once the smart beacon triggers all of these transactions, it actually sends it to a separate smart beacon smart contract that then triggers a Wanchain bridge transaction in the other direction, so that the user then receives that NFT in their EVM wallet.
So you can see here that Wanchain's existing Cardano bridge opens Cardano up for much more potential interoperability with more popular chains, EVM chains that have higher liquidity and volume. But the smart beacon from Cardano working together with the Cardano bridge means that smart contract information and even NFT metadata can now move across the two networks with your favorite EVM wallet like MetaMask, Trust Wallet, or Rabby, holding that NFT for your future use. This represents a major advancement in interoperability.
So this mechanism, this tool, this new technology that we're building with our partners at Maestro really empowers developers to do anything that they can dream up, really. The only limit is the logic on the Cardano chain itself. And since that has a full-fledged smart contract system, you can pretty much do anything you can think of. So I'm personally looking forward to maybe something a little more complex, something that goes beyond just purchasing an asset. Could be something like DCA. It could be something that leverages multiple protocols at the same time. Perhaps someone on an EVM chain can send their stablecoins to Cardano, interact with a lending platform, borrow an asset, borrow two assets, do some yield farming, get the rewards, converted back to a stablecoin, sent back to the user on the EVM chain. These kind of complex multi-step processes are now possible. So I'm really looking forward to what the developer community on Cardano can come up with.
Now, personally, I agree that multi-step processes, whether trades, yield farming, or even setting up program buying like DCA dollar cost averaging, these are all solid use cases that Cardano users could be able to take advantage of pretty soon.
So more and more people are discovering that Wanchain bridges really are the industry's premier cross-chain bridge in terms of security and ease of use. It's no secret that we are the longest running bridge in the industry, and people are starting to understand why. Now, if there's something that I wish people knew more about, I think it probably relates more to the Wanchain L1 blockchain. Here we have a vibrant ecosystem. There's several great community dApps and games, and I really wish that it's these projects that got a little bit more recognition, since there's really good teams and developers that are building there. I'll name off a few here. It's not an exhaustive list, but projects like the Zoo ecosystem, they have some really excellent games like Zoo Racers, Zuno, Zoo Genes Poker, and there's lending platforms like WanLend. There are NFT marketplaces like OpenZoo. There are swaps like OneSwap and RexDex, and some more interesting tools like StreamTrade. So there's all sorts of stuff for people to discover on the Wanchain L1. And this is what I hope that people will pay more attention to in 2024.
So the Wanchain ecosystem is definitely one of those best kept secrets. That and the fact that Wanchain's own WAN Token has only a $44 million market cap somehow. Don't ask me. That is despite the fact that it has its own layer 1 chain and ecosystem, and again, the best bridges in the crypto industry. It just seems tremendously undervalued.
As you all know, Wanchain is the OG blockchain interoperability project and the first decentralized cross-chain bridge to launch. Now, in all of these years, we haven't suffered a single security incident, so we often get asked, how is that possible? When all these other bridges are out there failing, how come Wanchain has this track record? And it really just boils down to our development philosophy. It's security first, always. We never compromise security for growth. Now, for us, this starts with solid R&D, an emphasis on industry-wide standards and rigorous testing. One example of this is that we work very closely with the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. Our VP of Engineering, Dr. Weijia Zhang, he's actually the head of the work group for interoperability at the EEA. So within the EEA, we work with our industry partners and we develop these secure best practices. And then once they're properly vetted, Wanchain and the Wanchain bridges, they tend to be the first public implementation of these. So I think this really helps illustrate our approach to development and why we've been able to have these secure bridges operate for so long. XFlows is Wanchain's native-to-native cross-chain protocol. It enables the cross-chain transformations for tokens that exist on multiple chains. So what this means is for assets like USDT or USDC that are minted on multiple chains natively, XFlows allows you to transfer them chain to chain, but you're always ending up with the real thing. So you put a native asset in and you get a native asset out. So like I said, it's super useful for things like USDT, where Tether issues everywhere, or things like USDC, where Circle does the same. But we also support other interesting assets like BTC and ETH. For ETH, this is great for Ethereum and the different layer 2s. So we treat these as native equivalent. And for BTC, we can do things like BTC on Bitcoin to WBTC on Ethereum, to BTC.B on Avalanche, to BTC-B on BNB chain. So these kind of very popular synthetics. XFlows is also a perfect solution to move between these.
So we actually particularly like how you don't end up with wrap tokens at your destination chain. You bridge native USDT and then you receive native USDT. That, plus with Ethereum L2s, you can bridge directly from Polygon to Optimism in one transaction. There's no conversion into ETH and ETH back out. This saves on time and, of course, transaction costs as well as ETH gas.
USDT XFlows routes definitely tend to be the most popular in terms of the number of transactions. Now, undoubtedly, this is just because of how deep USDT liquidity is on basically every chain that it's issued on. So no matter what you need to do, having USDT is very useful. So this is why people love using Wanchain's XFlows to move native USDT from one chain to native USDT on another chain. We see a lot of transactions between Tron and Ethereum. These are both super popular chains for this asset, but we see lots of movement between Polygon and things like BNB chain, where we support the Binance pegged USDT.
And finally, you can't blame us here. Of course, we wanted to find out a little bit more about Wanchain's plans for the future.
Wanchain's 2024 will be driven by the theme of unification. This means that we will continue to unify and integrate the isolated networks and blockchains that form our industry. This also means that we will unify the different components that form the Wanchain ecosystem so that they can exist and operate as one synergistic whole. And this also means that we will drive and push more aggressively towards a common interoperability standard for our industry so that blockchain technology can truly reach widespread adoption. There's a few other items on our 2024 roadmap that I can share right now. First and foremost, 2024 will bring with it the introduction of bridge fees. So this is something that our community has really been looking forward to. So the basic way that it works is that the bridge will collect fees in a variety of different coins and assets, and will convert all of these to WAN coin. So this will be a big benefit to the entire ecosystem. And this pool of WAN coins will be split up to serve various purposes. One example is that a portion of these WAN coin will be given to a community treasury so that the community can have greater ownership of the project and the future direction of the ecosystem. Another portion of these WAN coins, for example, will be used to incentivize bridge nodes long term. Now, besides the bridge fees, there's a few other things that our community can look forward to in 2024. We will, in fact, be launching the new front end for the WAN bridge, a whole revamp of the UI UX. We'll also be releasing a new product, our cross-chain message passing protocol. And our flagship product, XFlows, this will continue to grow and expand and become more powerful as it launches on more and more chains. And speaking of chains, we are Wanchain, so we will be integrating several new networks in 2024. I won't name them all right now, but there's several non-EVMs that people have been looking forward to, things like Cosmos, Solana, Algorand, and Hedera Network.
Okay, so you just got a gold nugget of information there on increasing utility for the WAN token. You may not have caught it, but they are converting all bridge fees across all tokens to WAN in order to share with their community. So remember, the token is already greatly undervalued, and this new policy hasn't even kicked in yet. Wanchain definitely has some great new things cooking, and they're definitely building out their reputation as one of the best bridges in the industry. Let's just call it the best bridge in the industry. I can't think of another contender. Our heartfelt thanks to Temujin Louie, again, the Wanchain VP of Marketing and Growth, for taking the time to answer some of our questions concerning Wanchain. There are millions of people in this industry that swear by the Wanchain bridge, including many of us, just about all of us at Altcoin Buzz. Check out the link I'll be posting in the description of this video. You can try the Wanchain bridge today. It is the absolute safest, bar none, that you can find in cryptocurrency.